This next story sounds like a satirical story, but it's not. And it took me a few days to get to it, but I did want to just mention it today. The Trump Department of Agriculture, the USDA, listed a fictional country as a trade partner. The USDA listed Wakanda as a country that they trade with. Now, Wakanda does not exist. It's a fictional country that is from the Marvel comic book universe. It's an imaginary country in, I believe, sub-Saharan Africa in the universe of Marvel Comics. It's a fake country. It doesn't really exist. Now, here's the funniest part. The USDA says that it was added to the list of countries during some kind of test of their workers. But hilariously, it wasn't just the country that was listed. It was also it also listed were a whole bunch of specific things that Wakanda trades with the United States, including live purebred breeding cattle and horses, goats and sheep, even guinea fowl listed as something that Wakanda and the United States trade. Now, the person who found this is a software engineer named Francis Tseng, who was looking up agricultural tariffs for some kind of application that he was working on. Per the BBC, the USDA spokesman has explained to the Washington Post that Wakanda's listing internally was added as a test file for staffers and was never supposed to be public. You know, this is just a funny, dumb thing, but I love fake countries connected to the Trump administration. Many of you probably know where I'm going with this. My favorite was when Donald Trump made a completely ignorant portmanteau of Zambia and Namibia, which he turned into Nambia, and said it multiple times in front of African leaders. Remember this one?
And I'm greatly honored to host this lunch, to be joined by the leaders of Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Ghana, Guinea, Nambia, Nigeria, Senegal, Uganda, and South Africa. But we cannot have prosperity if we're not healthy. We will continue our partnership on critical health initiatives. Uganda has made incredible strides in the battle against HIV/AIDS. In Guinea and Nigeria, you fought a horrifying Ebola outbreak. Nambia's health system is increasingly self-sufficient.
I actually like Cote d'Ivoire, even for whatever reason, that one, and Ethiopia. I actually like almost as much as Nambia. So I do believe that this was a mistake. I don't think that Donald Trump's USDA is trying to pretend that trade relations are better than they actually are by listing fake countries, but it is very funny. And Jimmy Kimmel did a very funny thing where Jimmy went on the street talking to people. I won't play it because they are very aggressive with copyright. But if you go on YouTube and you search for Jimmy Kimmel Wakanda, you will find one of those person on the street segments where tons of people believe that Wakanda is a real country. And this is not going to change that one bit. Now, here's my question to you. Is that crazy? Because what I mean is, in Europe, lots of people likely don't know every U.S. state. I've been to the West Coast, and there are 20-year-olds on the West Coast who think Massachusetts is made up. There's a lot of Europeans who probably don't know every Central American country, for example. Maybe it's not crazy that Americans wouldn't know every African nation, right? Are our standards maybe too high? I don't know. If I said, is Gabon a real country? Does everybody immediately know that it is, or do you have to think about it? I don't know the answer to that. The United States is very big. Lots of people never leave the United States in their lives because it is such a big country. In other parts of the world, people speak more languages because of necessity. It makes sense. Maybe in other countries, people also have a better geographic understanding because countries are smaller. If you're in Europe, you very easily just get on a train in an hour, you can be in a different country. So I don't know the answer. Should the average person from the Czech Republic know where Kansas is on a map? Should every American know that Wakanda is not a country? I don't know. I don't know the answer. But in any case, Nambia, definitely one of my favorites from the Trump administration. Let's take a quick break. Make sure to give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show. I do want to, we're starting to wind down 2019. And after the break, I want to talk a little bit about sort of a rock bottom that was hit in 2019 in one particular area. And I also want to talk about something very unsavory happening with the screening out of white nationalists in the United States military across all branches. Those stories are coming up next. One of our sponsors is privacy.com. They're giving you $5 when you sign up for their completely free service at privacy.com/Pakman. I've been using Privacy for a little over a year now. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a lifesaver, and here's how it works. Takes just a couple of minutes to set up. Anytime you buy something online or on the phone, instead of actually using your real credit card number, the Privacy app and the browser plugin let you give each company a randomized virtual credit card number that you create out of thin air. It'll even autofill the card number with one click. And the payment is taken out of your checking account without the merchant ever knowing your real information. So this allows you to keep your banking information secure, but also to take control of your finances. You can create up to 12 of these virtual credit cards a month. You can set spending limits. You can freeze them. You can delete them anytime you want. So when you do this, it means you're not going to be charged when you don't want to be, because you can destroy the virtual card number right after using it, which, for instance, I love using free trials because I know I won't be charged when the trial is over if I use a virtual credit card number. You're keeping your identity private by not telling companies who you are. You're keeping your bank or credit card info protected against data breaches and identity theft. And it's free. There's no catch whatsoever. But if you want, Privacy also offers a $10 a month plan that gives you 1% cash back and lets you create 36 credit cards a month, and a $25 a month plan tailored more for small businesses where you can create 60 card numbers a month and much more. But definitely go ahead and at least get started with the free plan. You'll protect your financial info. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. And like I said, you'll get $5 to spend when you sign up at privacy.com/Pakman.